Serious students of Reddit who had a sexual relationship with a teacher. How did it start and how did it turn out? When I was a senior in high school, I was a member of a club. We went to state for a competition and won, which got us into nationals. Nationals was during the summer, so technically I wasn't a student anymore, and was in California. On the last day my room phone rang. It was the teacher who had been hosting our trip. I had known her for 4 years and she was my favorite teacher. She asked me to come over to her room. I went over there and surprisingly, to me at least, she tried to kiss me. It was so out of left field from me. She could tell that I wasn't into it and she apologized, and that was the end of it. As a side note, she had lost her husband a couple of years before and he and I had the same first name, so I actually think this was some kind of transference. I lost my virginity in college to one of my TA's, teacher's assistant. She was a grad student at the time, but several years my senior. We met up one day outside of class at her place, did the deed, and went our separate ways. Never really kept much contact after that besides staying connected through social media. Edit, sheesh, I had no idea I was going to, very, publicly announce how I lost my virginity today. Buckle up, motherfuckers. When I started in high school, I immediately fell in love with band director. He was smart, snarky, older, and didn't take any of my shit. He was married. I was 13 when I started HS, and I obsessed over him for 4 years. Went to practice on the weekends, I played marimba and OBV. I couldn't bring that home, stayed after school all the time, sat next to him on the bus because I was teacher's pet when we rode to and from events like football games. I was obsessed, so obsessed. Any and every opportunity I had to hang out with him or impress him, I went for it. Senior year rolls around. I graduate at 17. We text and hang out playing board games with other people, students and adults, all the time. I turned 18, he was 40. We were texting. What's your favorite curse word? I say, Jesus titty fucking Christ. He replies, I like titty fucking, and that's when I knew I had him. We met up and made out a couple times, he fingered me twice. I wanted and didn't want to go further. I preferred the chase. When I had him, I just felt bad. He had a wife who was amazing. He was so well respected by everyone including myself, so when the cheating started I just didn't respect him as much, which was part of why I liked him. Eventually his wife found out about the sexting, not the actual acts, so we had to break it off. I was kinda glad. He invited me over plenty of times when we could have been alone and actually done the deed. But I was so young and so scared. I wanted him to be my perfect husband, devoted, loving, whatever. So when he actually began to cheat, I lost respect. I liked the fantasy, I didn't want it to actually happen. I will say it was a huge confidence boost. See, all the girls thought he was hot and all the guys thought his wife was hot. So that was cool, but I wish I still had that pedestal view of him, the perfect man. My best friend started dating our lecturer in our final year of college. The age gap was 29 years. After she was done studying, they moved in together and she also started working in the same department at the college as he did. They lived together for 4 years and worked together all that time. Then she left him because he flat out refused to marry her. They still worked together after that, but it was kinda weird.